助けてほしいかナナに。心を燃やせ。限界を超えろ。
Hello and welcome to More Than Headlines, your weekly anime news podcast powered by Audio Technica, made by Australians for global citizens. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White, aka the Salt and Pepper Senpai. And joining me in the studio, my trusted co-host and rival, the Noko to my Tarako. You can find her on them socials at Courtney_San. Miss Courtney Smith, how the bloody hell are ya?
Genki da yo. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing really, really good. We are officially into the final quarter of 2024. October is here. The fall season is upon us and life is good.
Yes. This week is PAX week and I'm so excited, but I'm not ready.
I had a few of those moments of clarity today where I'm like, oh my goodness, it is PAX week. I have so many things still to do and finalize and perfect that it's a little stressful, but I like stress. You know, they say diamonds are formed based off pressure and stress. So you know what? Let's become a couple of diamonds this weekend, Courtney, and slay that PAX ass.
All right. I'll do it for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll do the same. And if we fall short, listeners, we apologize in advance, but we're going to give it a good old college try. But yeah, we are back here for the 19th episode of More Than Headlines. We're recording on Sunday, the 6th of October at approximately 3:21 in the PM. So it's a bit of a later recording. We're a day late, but well worth the wait. The episode will be out on the same bat time, same bat channel on the airwaves. But yeah, Courtney, we're doing something a little different with episode 19 that we alluded to last week.
We sure are. This week, so actually I'll start with last week. Last week, if you didn't listen, we discussed the upcoming season of anime. So the fall season starting in October, which has started over the past week. And this week we want to discuss the previous season. So the summer season, which ran from June to essentially now, and that season has kind of just wrapped up. There are a few stragglers still going along, but for the most part it's wrapped up. So we wanted to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and everything in between.
Exactly. And listeners, viewers, Segoy Squad, if you haven't checked out last week's episode, why the bloody hell not? It's fantastic content. It's our longest episode to date, and we've been getting a lot of really good positive feedback on that one. But yeah, let's keep the good times rolling and do a bit of a reflective episode here and talk about our rankings or our top anime, maybe least top, or let's just break down everything we've checked out this past season. So yeah, we've done something a little different here where we're talking offline. I've ranked mine in order from least enjoyed to most enjoyed, including My Hero and Spice and Wolf as the two ongoings. I've watched 26 different anime this past season. Yes, I'm a sicko. Yes, I've got many problems, least of which are anime overconsumption. But did we want to talk about the ongoings first and foremost and then jump into it from there? Or do we want to sort of reserve them? Because I think we felt pretty good about those two ongoings.
I think I'm happy to talk about the ongoings now and kind of like get them out of the way, especially My Hero, because that's chunky.
Yeah, it is chunky. Are you up to date yet? I know
I am.
Oh, fully. Have you watched even today's episode?
Not today's, but last week's episode I watched. So, are you proud of me?
I'm so proud of you. I feel for your heart too, because last week's episode, holy guacamole, like avoiding spoilers because this season has been great and it's full of massive, massive moments. A lot of those moments that are massive have been big and emotional and very traumatic. But I'm sort of thinking at the moment that maybe bell to bell, this has been my favorite season of My Hero so far. I think because it is a bit of a tonal shift, the maturation of the story and the characters, I'm just all for it. And yeah, even though I talked about these big emotional moments, those gut punches, when they do hit, they hit hard. And I'm not going to deny I cry over most things, but yeah, the tears were certainly flowing throughout the like consistent viewing of My Hero this season. And if I was going to rank it, like, I've left it off my 24 through to 1, but if I was going to score it, it would firmly be somewhere between maybe 4 to 10 for this season. But because it did bleed through from previous, I've left it from my metrics. But it's so good. The animation from Bones is still like world class. As much as people like to rag on My Hero, I think it's great. I love the story, I love the world, and I'm loving what season 7's brought us so far.
So I'm not a huge like shonen battle anime fan. Like I watch it to kind of, I guess, like keep up with, you know, what's going on. And I really, when there are those heartfelt moments, I really, really enjoy it as a result. So first of all, there have been many emotional moments in this season, and I've loved it. Like every emotional episode we get for me is a feast. I'm having the best time, and then the next episode will be a really like action heavy episode where I don't care as much. But the animation, like you said, has been amazing. Like all of those fight scenes, even though generally I couldn't really care for them, they've been animated so beautifully and with such care that I can't look away.
Yeah, and nor do you want to, even though sometimes it feels like you might need to, because some of these deaths or these massive abilities that get cast onto people throughout the entirety of this 7th season have been huge. Like you said, how devastated you were a couple of weeks ago when you started playing catch up and seeing the downfall of one of your all-time favorite characters, and, you know, trying to dance around it and avoid spoilers because we don't want to ruin that for the people sort of watching or listening along. But man, it's great. And I genuinely believe, like, when it's all said and done, it will be up there as one of the undisputed GOATs of anime history. Like, it's really special what they're doing with this story. And yeah, I'm firmly a card-carrying member of My Hero Academia.
100%. It's a classic. It's going to be part of, you know, like it's one of the new big 3. Yeah.
And I would also confidently say it is one of the main drivers for anime breaking into mainstream. Like,
definitely.
Like the kids and the Western audience just gobbling up the superhero fandom. This came along at the perfect time and really got a lot of new eyes onto the greatness that is anime. So a lot of people remember and respect that along the way instead of just poo-pooing it because they're just a bunch of haters. But the next one, it is also an ongoing Spice and Wolf, done by Passion, which I think is a fantastic studio name, by the way. Very, very raunchy. I love this remake. I feel like I'm trying to avoid recency bias here and the rose-colored glasses and all those sort of metaphors that I want to throw around. But I feel same again, like it is superior. Yes, technology's advanced since the first go around of Spice and Wolf, so the animation quality's improved, the sound design's improved, the pacing, etc., but I feel this is better than the first go around. I love this story. I love. I think you can sort of mirror that sentiment as well. But just seeing this relationship and this bond and this cheeky playfulness develop between Lawrence and Holo over this 25-ish episode run has been so great. I love that we're getting a second season. And again, this would sit in the top 10 for me if I was going to score it, because it's comfort food. It's as close to the vibe and the feeling I got from watching Freerun at the start of the year and back end of last year, where it's just all about the silent moments. You know, we're in sort of a parallel fantasy universe set in like a pseudo medieval era, and I adore that type of world anyway. And the world building we get compared to this slow burn love and will they won't they is just something that I'm all about.
I feel very, very similarly. I think, like you said, it's comfort food and it's not something I would recommend to everyone. Like this show, I think it's very special, but it's not like the best thing ever. I think it's very special and it's good in its own right and it does what it wants to do well. And like I said, it took me 10 years to get around to this. Like it took me until the remake. And it's cute. It's just cute and it's nice. If you don't watch it, you're not missing much, but it is, I think, once again, like My Hero, I think it's one of those quintessential anime that, you know, comes around, and if you talk to other anime fans, like they might reference it, and it's good, I think, to like have that knowledge. Also, Holo is just a fantastic waifu.
Oh yeah, I would do many things to be able to cuddle up to that tail of a nighttime. That's for sure.
Right? Oh my, like Holo, please share an apple with me. Please.
Shit, even give me the core. I don't care.
Spit in my mouth.
Yeah. Smash me with that tail, please. But this anime is as close to poetry as you'll find as well. Like the discussions and just the general speech between the characters, it is like poetry ripped from a page. The way they use the wordplay and just the scriptwriter was just on one with this. I brutally didn't write down the name of the person behind the writing of this, but yeah, I love it. I love that sort of poetic period piece romance, and yeah, Spice and Wolf delivered that in spades. Something that didn't really deliver for me, and this is where my numbering system officially commences at number 24.
Wait, I want to quickly recognize this ranking system, because I feel like a lot of people, first of all, love to rank anime or like give it a number, which is fine. Obviously we see it on Mal with the scoring system with the 1 to 10, and then obviously every show gets the average. I am someone who doesn't do that because I have something wrong with my brain, and I'm like, I can't do that. So I kind of have a system where I was explaining this to Brendan. It's either good, it's bad, or I have mixed feelings about it. Like it's a bit of both. So I'm going to basically do that this episode. Brendan is ranking them from 24 as the worst, and then number 1 is the best. But we're kind of on the same page for most of it, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, and I like your scoring system. I'd probably just expand on that to maybe add 2 more layers where beyond bad, it's like avoid, because some bad stuff you can actually enjoy, and I think there's stuff that can be better than good, so it could be like great or amazing. So maybe I'll fold that in as well. But I've just fallen in here with the global juggernauts, and they're like, no, must be numbered, must be scored. So I've just gone that way in the way my brain, which is also equally as broken,
yes, totally
does
fine.
Things. Yeah, so this is just as far as least enjoyed to most enjoyed is a way to put it as well. Like some of these might not be perfect in other ways, but I love what they did, where some of the other ones could have the best art you've ever seen, but the story sucked ass. And the first one, I've scored this at the bottom of the barrel for me, Plus Sized Elf by Elias. There was some short episode runtimes, which was good, but that also in turn maybe gave me a short level of care. There was so much nudity just to, I guess, get just the eyes and maybe the people talking about this anime, but it didn't go beyond that. So it was just very forgettable for me. The animation was fine, but I just did not give a care in the world to this, even though I was getting a lot of boobies, and boobies are great, but I just realized there's a limit to how many boobies you can have before things start to sort of take a turn for the worse.
Surprisingly, yeah. So this Plus Size Elf aired on High Dive this season. Each episode was around 12 minutes long. So like you said, short run times, which is really, really great. And of course, High Dive being kind of the home of ecchi and uncensored anime, I knew I wasn't getting into anything amazing, but I'm way more disappointed than I thought I would be with this show. The first 3 episodes really like funny and cute, and yes, there were boobs, but it was not overdone. It was fine, but it got really boring really quickly. Luckily, the 12-minute runtime kind of got me through it, and it was fun. It was a hands-free anime, put on the background while I'm doing skincare. I enjoyed Erufuda's love of potatoes. That was great. Girly, I get it. And there were definitely like cute and funny moments with all the different characters, like the ogre or the cyclops like wanting to have a child. But it really was just eclipsed by the constant ripping of clothes and just didn't do much for me.
Yeah, it was a bit of an oversight. Like they're trying to live this fit, healthy life, right? Yet none of them are rocking spandex and gym wear that could handle some stretch and wouldn't break. Yeah. So, you know, there was some plot holes there, definitely. But yeah, many a boob. So yeah, if you want some hands-free or maybe hands-on, depending on how pervy you are, anime, you could certainly check out Plus Size Elf. The next one, my 23, True Beauty. I talked about this one a few weeks ago on the podcast, done by Studio N. a Korean webtoon adaptation that was trying to educate us that, you know, inner beauty is what's important and that we can all be beautiful and da-da-da-da-da. And there was some nice moments in that regard, but it did ultimately end up being pretty shallow. And like you said, lookism's probably a much better version of this type of story. So check that out. But yeah, if you're feeling ugly, just jump online, check out a YouTube makeup tutorial, and everything will be fine, allegedly.
I'm surprised this got 23 and not 24.
I thought because it just had a bit of story, like it tried to do something more than just titties and potatoes. And like, I love titties and potatoes. Like, you know what? Like if I'm on death row and I need my last meal, like sign me up. Titties and potatoes, let's go. But was just, it just became too much of a good thing, you know? So at least this had some story and some plot and character development. Like it was largely forgettable, but yeah, it couldn't outdo Plus Size Elf as far as the disappointment for me. 22, Dahlia in Bloom by Typhoon Graphics. Very, very forgettable fantasy that couldn't even be saved by the romance they tried to weave in. The characters were largely unlikable. The story I couldn't really give two hoots about. And the animation was kind of lacking at times. And yeah, so it's at the back end. Like it gets a little bit of a bump because there was some story and the romance tried, but it just couldn't grab me.
Fair.
All right. Moving up the list to number 21. We both checked this one out. Days with My Stepsister by Studio Dean. I thought visually it was stunning. Like the animation was great. And I do like how they sort of weaved in inner monologues and, you know, the diary entries and the reflective moments. I thought artistically it was really, really nice. But digging any deeper beyond that left me feeling disappointed and a little uncomfortable at times, and I just couldn't find myself caring. So yeah, Days with My Stepsister by Studio Dean sits at 21 for me.
I knew this was going to be trash. Obviously, the name gives it away, but you're very right about those kind of like introspective, like monologue-y moments. Like those were the parts of this anime that I actually found myself enjoying and paying attention to. The rest of it, I really struggled. It was just a bit of a mess, honestly. I knew I shouldn't have put it on my list, and I did it anyway, and I ended up watching all of it. And like, I'll watch anything, but God,
it was a tough watch, hey? Like that final third of the season, I was just like, can it just be over, please?
Right? Like, I don't care. Holy shit, if you're horny, you're horny. No one gives a rat's ass.
Yeah. And that's it, listeners, viewers. Sugoi Squad, if you're horny, you're horny. Like, no one gives a rat's ass. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay, next one.
All right, number 20. I had Dead Demons, Dead Destruction by Production Plus H. This one for me, it's a science fiction premise that I would typically love and be all about, but for some reason, another one, I could just not give two shits about this. Like, I started this 3 times over the season, and I got like 2 episodes in, gave it a break. I'm like, meh. Started again, 1 episode, meh. And I'm like, no, I've got to push through and see, because I saw a couple other people, like Anime DGen's podcast, which is a couple of great dudes I know from the States. This was, for one of the boys, this was their number 1 anime of the season. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back and check it out. And I could not care. Alien invasion. Aliens are, in parentheses, peaceful and just trying to observe. Humanity just being pieces of shit, as we like to be. So the aliens are downtrodden, and, you know, there's all these other scientific and time travel elements and stuff. But I just couldn't care. The animation and the art style, like, it's true to the manga, but it's just weird. And there's also this weird student-teacher relationship that no one questions, and it just gave me the ick. So yeah, Dead Demons, Destruction. It's an avoid for me, number 20.
Because this one started... It didn't start this season, did it?
I think it did. I think it started bang on as well, but we just never really talked about it.
Yeah, because I had it on my plan to watch list, and then I just never got around to it for some reason that I don't... Oh, no, it started... Okay, it started in May. Wait, yeah, that's correct.
You sure?
Yeah, it started the end of May. That's correct, though. I just didn't... Like, it just flew under the radar for me, I guess.
Okay, well, I apologize. I'm moving that to the ongoings then. I thought it was this season because it was only like it wasn't a...
No, it is. It was a like June
Okay.
to September. You're correct. I just like no one talked about it.
Yeah.
Because it was on my plan to watch list, and like even I just didn't watch it for some reason.
Yeah, maybe don't rush out and see it. Like,
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I say this purely from speculation. This show to me sounds fantastic. It sounds so fun.
Well, watch it and see, and let's see who's wrong in future
I
episodes.
will.
Maybe in a decade when we're on episode, 1007, we'll be talking about Dead Demons. Yeah, but it just didn't land for me, and it sucks because I love science fiction, and some of the concepts that they explore, they don't explore enough, and it just, I don't know, it was just tonally really jarring at times, and just didn't work. And yeah, so number 20. Number 19, Love is Indivisible by Twins, done by Roll2. A three-way love triangle that actually never managed to reach a goddamn conclusion this season, so I'm so frustrated, and that's why it's down here at 19. June, make a fucking choice, you little son of a bitch, because it's not good on these two twin girls, but also, twin girls, stop playing games with this boy's heart, also be in or be out, and also be in or be out with the other boys at the school too, because it's not fair. No one likes to play games in romance. Well, I guess everybody likes to play games, but no one should be playing games in romance. Love is Indivisible by Twins, number 19 for me.
I have no sympathy for you.
Mean.
You chose to watch this, and it scored higher than Dead Demons.
Yeah, and that's good because it's higher on my list.
All right, listeners, we do not have the same opinions. I just need, like, don't come for me, come for him.
That's not very fair. That's really not very fair.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll stop bullying you about your questionable romance harem anime choices.
Hey, I'm just always hunting for good love stories. So I will ride them through whether they're good or bad, for better or for worse, as we're seeing here on this podcast. I'm doing it for the people.
True.
I'm on the ground. I'm on the front lines. I'm fighting for people out there curious about, is this anime worth checking out or not? And the next one, number 18, My Wife Shows No Emotion. This is a late entry to mine. I binged it within the span of a couple of days while I was traveling for work. Tezuka Productions is the studio behind it. A love story between a man and his faithful cooking robot. There's some cuteness. There is some fun. There is an easy watch. But it ain't going to win no awards. The animation's fine. The story develops a few things, but it is very snail's pacing. Also, like, where's the ceiling? Where can this end? And I found out where it ends because I went and read the manga to see what was happening afterwards, and not really much more happens after what you see in this first season. So it was cute. It is the whole self-reflective thing about, what is it to be human? Like, what means that you're alive? Like, because Mina the robot is starting to develop feelings and emotions and thoughts, and it's like, is the compute power equal to a heart or a soul and all this type of stuff? But it was fine. Number 18 in my list for the season.
This anime, Brendan, he mentioned to me offhandedly like a couple of weeks ago. He's like, yeah, I'm watching this. You should check it out. I was like, no, absolutely not.
Just kicking rocks at me all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, no, fair enough too. Fair enough. I'm just like, I know you like a bit of love. So
I do.
And a bit of trash.
But I know what I like, and it's not this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll stop bullying.
Nah, keep it going. What doesn't kill you can only make you stronger, right? And number 17, the Osan Newbie Adventurer is very much in that exact sort of train of thought where this guy is getting trained to be the very best. He's getting trained by the most powerful party in this fantasy landscape. I do love when these fantasy characters have very generic, normal, modern day names. The lead character in this, his name is Rick. And
stop.
Yeah, his name is Rick. And the easiest comparison to Rick is he is the fantasy Kafka Hibino, because this guy is 32 years old, working as a receptionist at a fantasy guild, and everyone's like, oh, you're old, you're over the hill, because then he decides he wants to become an adventurer. But they're like, man, you're so ancient, you're just an old bum, you're a has-been. But yeah, he gets taken in by this group of S-rank heavies and pretty much becomes the GOAT. And it's just fun, it's easy. The animation ain't the best, but it's passable. It's a fun story, fun fantasy. How oblivious Rick is to his own abilities. I like that sort of clueless, oblivious pro tag we get in fantasy, and Rick is very much that. And also Renette, who's this dark elf S-rank adventurer, is an absolute smoke show. So the Asan newbie adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party, becomes invincible. Number 17 on my list for the summer season.
I didn't watch this one for obvious reasons, which are it is fantasy and battle. That is all.
Yeah. And it's funny because this next one I'm going to talk about, number 16, I've talked about it on the potty. It is also some battle fantasy with an aloof protagonist that is becoming the very best, and that is I Parry Everything by OLM. Fantastic studio. Animation's great. Very easy, digestible fantasy. And yeah, it's wholesome. Like, Nor is a great, lovable, believable main character, and seeing him become the strongest of all time was a great journey on this 12-episode run that's available on High Dive. So yeah, I Parry Everything, number 16 on my list here.
See my previous comment.
The next one, I forgot to have it on the list initially, and then when I was doing a pass on the seasonal drops, I'm like, oh, I got to put this in. But yeah, Kimi ni Todoroki, From Me to You, Production IG, Season 3, number 15 for me. It was nice seeing Sawako and Kazuhaya back after 13 years between Season 2 and Season 3. But I don't know if it was, distance and time making the heart grow the opposite of fonder in this instance, because I was struggling to care. Like, it's cute, but there's only so many bumbling, mixed messaging, romancing signals that can take place in an anime before the time when you just want to shake them through the screen or slap them and be like, hey, he likes you, she likes you, sort your shit out, go on a date, instead of like the will they, won't they mixed messaging of awkward high schooldom. So that was frustrating to me. But the story and romance was there, but yeah, it just felt a little lacking at times for Kimi ni Todoroki Season 3.
This is another one, I think I spoke about it on the pod already, but this is another one that I watched Season 1 and I loved it, and then I just never got around to Season 2. So I obviously haven't seen Season 3. It is on my list. Check back in 10 years.
Yeah, that same episode when we're going to be talking about Dead Demons, we'll be talking about Kimi ni Todoroki as well. So I think it was episode 1022 if I did the maths correctly. Moving on to number 14, which is on both our respective watch lists. I chuck Pseudo Harem here by Nomad at 14. It was a sweet ride. I like the pacing. We've done some sort of infrequent deep dives on this anime throughout the season as well, but I love Rin, but felt that the personality harem that she was living in did get a little much at times and potentially cheapened the overall romance and love vibes for me. But it's definitely a good anime if we're going off your metrics that you mentioned as far as how you like to score anime. So yeah, Pseudo Harem, number 14 for me.
I adore this show. I think Pseudo Harem is very much a romance for the girlies. At first I thought it was weird, like her having like her personality acting harem, but once you kind of get past that premise, it's really, really sweet. And there is a moment in the show where he's like, what if I told you I loved you and like not your harem? And she was like, but that's a part of me. And it was a really cute way to kind of like explore a relationship, especially like in high school, right, where things are like a bit less serious. And it was just nice. There was also a really good part of it where he graduates high school like halfway through the anime, and it kind of looks at how the relationship continues despite that difficulty of him being in university and she's still in her last year of high school, and like how they find the time and kind of hang out together. It was just really sweet and I really, really liked it.
I do like that they did sort of time jump this a little bit and see this progression through multi-years. And I also appreciate too that we get a full, complete story. Like, I don't think we're going to see a second season of this. The way this wrapped up nicely with a bow was really heartwarming and did bring a smile to my face when credits ultimately rolled on that last episode.
I cried.
It was very sweet. Very
so sweet.
All right, the next one coming in hot at number 13. This was a bit of a late starter for the season. Obviously came out a couple of weeks into the season. Delico's Nursery by JC Staff. This was an early front runner for you the second you jumped in. I wasn't going to look at it until you spoke very, very highly of this, vampire detective agency type of vibe we had going on here. So, how are you feeling as Delico's Nursery is, coming to a close?
It's great. I still love it. I think the biggest part of this is just how beautiful it is. Like the animation and this kind of like gritty art style and the colors and like the character designs, everything's so pretty. And even though it's these like serious like vampire guys like trying to save their vampire race, them on the side like being dads and trying to figure out how they figure it all out is really, really cute. And it's just gorgeous and hot vampire daddies.
Very, very hot vampire daddies. And I was doing some research on this the other day. I found out that this actually initially started as a theatrical play that was called Trump. And then it was spun off into various, written media and now into the anime. But yeah, it is responsible for some of the prettiest animation of not only the season, but of the year. It's so distinctive, the way they animate these characters and these scenes. And it's worth a look just for that alone, I think, just to sort of check out how pretty and how good, some of these studios can do. Because JC Staff, one of the best around, and they certainly flex their muscles here with Delico's Nursery. All right, number 12 on the list, on both our respective lists here. Again, you check this one out too. VTuber Legend by TNK. Started really great. Loved the humor, loved the craziness, but it did start to get a little too samey for me. And I think because also I've coexisted in this gaming content creator space for so long, there was a lot of like annoyances and similarities where I could relate certain things to people that I may not like very much in this space. So it was kind of like a bit of a hate watch at times where I'm like, I know exactly who that is, or that reminds me of this person. I can't stand them. But overall, it was super fun, super crass. And some of the moments, like some of the single comedic moments are not only some of the best of the season, I feel, but of the year, because some of the sort of lines that, our Yuki throws out there on stream, I'm just like, oh shit, they went there. That is fantastic. I am cackling. So yeah, VTuber Legend is number 12 on my list.
This one for me, definitely lower on my list in terms of enjoyability. But the thing that I really did enjoy about it was the fact that it kind of explores internet culture and specifically VTuber culture, because it does a really, really good job of like reflecting what they're actually like on these streams. Like they are, because they're VTubers, they are pretty crude and, very away from the norm of what a streamer is. So I think it's a really good exploration of that culture and I really liked it. Nothing groundbreaking. Silly, fun, funny. Don't watch it in front of your parents.
No.
That's it.
Unless your parents are like my mum, because my mum would probably cackle along at some of this weirdness too. So, yeah, shout out to the original Creamy Mummy. Okay, moving on to my number 11 for the season, which is No Longer Allowed in Another World by Atelier Pont d'Arc, another very fancy studio name there. I do enjoy that this was a fresh take on the tried and true and I guess overly trusted isekai formula. It did have me smiling more often than not. Yeah, the story does get a little watered down and samey by the end of this season, but seeing our sort of lead MC, the sensei, all he ever wants is to die, and seeing him constantly try and die when he comes into contact with all the big bads, and yet his abilities and his squad are constantly keeping him alive to his disgust is a good little foil. I think it's a good little sort of bit of friction to the story, and his team are mostly, just, cute bumbling fools for the most part. But, you see that in isekai and you see that in fantasy, and it is tropey, but it did feel fresh. And the animation was fine. I enjoyed it. It's my number 11.
Fair. I did want to check this out, but I think the kind of fantasy isekai really just put me off. Like, I feel like I would really enjoy like the silly and funny moments, but I know as soon as they kind of start doing like all the fight scenes and magic, I knew I would lose interest. So it was nice living vicariously through you with this one.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I like that there has been a bit of a tonal shift and you're no longer just verbally kicking me in the guts about my viewing choices this year.
Well, we're getting better.
Yeah, I'm licking my wounds. Okay. All right. Number 10. It's another one we both watched. And this was also something that I checked out based off the hype and positivity that you shared on previous episodes of More Than Headlines. And that's My Anaka Punch by PA Works. I feel, and this is maybe loosely stealing some of your words, not verbatim, but it feels like it's one of the sleepers of 2024. Like, it doesn't get talked about enough. No one I see out there on the internets is really mentioning My Anaka Punch at all. And I feel it's a big disservice because it's a great story. It's a great concept. It's some of the best animation you'll see all year too. The color palette, my goodness gracious, I love it. But I liked that there was some realness and relatability. Like, we talked about the synergies with us and, say, VTuber Legend with the content creator space. Again, that's here in My Anaka Punch, where we're seeing, Masaki trying to become the very best YouTuber and content creator in the land, and seeing her grind and sacrifice her life and her well-being to try and become the next star. You can sort of see the realness and the rawness of that, even though they do then fold in the concept of vampires and crazy stuff like that too. But it just works, and it's just easy to watch, and there is some big heartfelt moments that did sort of pull on the heartstrings. So yeah, shout out to My Anaka Punch, coming in number 10 for me on my watch list.
I love this show. Like I said with VTuber Legend, I love anime about internet culture. This one kind of looks at a different side of internet culture, where we're taking the concept of virality and how to achieve it. And, with these girls, it's not like, oh, can we do it? It's, we will do it. And I really love this kind of can-do attitude from them, because like, as a content creator, you need to be like that. Like, you need to just do things and say, this is going to work. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work really hard. And if it doesn't work, you go, all right, what will work? And you just move on to the next thing and you keep creating. And that's what it's all about. And it's relatable. It's real. The combination of that with vampires is really cool. Like, I'm a huge vampire fan, so this is right up my alley. It's fun. The colors are fun. The animation is fun. The characters are so well written, like extremely well, like criminally well written for a show that's getting almost no attention. And it has these heartfelt moments that really show the skill of these writers, and it's really underrated, honestly.
I agree. Yeah, add it to your list, and don't wait a decade to check it out like Courtney does sometimes. Check it out when you get a moment, because it's well worth your time. It's gorgeous visually, emotionally, and like you said, the time it takes to flesh out and give some depth to these characters, even if they are kooky, creepy vampires. Like, they respect this ensemble cast, and they want you to know who they are and why they came to be. So yeah, My Anaka Punch is one of the sleepers of not only this season, I think, but of 2024, that doesn't get anywhere near enough flowers that it deserves.
Agreed.
My number 9, a late starter for me as well. I sort of picked this one up midway through the season and sort of chewed through it very quickly. It's a game that Courtney is planning to play down the line, originally based off a visual novel, Act 3, My Dear Moments, by a studio called Troika. And shout out to Troika, because I admit I was not familiar with your game, Troika, but what you've done here with Act 3 is fantastic. It's some of the best looking animation of the season, nigh of 2024. It's really, really pretty. I like that it mixes in themes of romance. We get some drama, we get some science fiction, and we even get a bit of a social commentary on the current state of the world today in regards to pollution and destruction and the lack of awareness and care about the general environment. So there is some realness, there is some relatability. Yes, there is an android component, which just slots in fantastically as well. But Natsuki as the main character, I like him. Like what you just said with Bayonaka Punch, they take the time to flesh out these characters and show you who they are, warts and all, about how they came to be. So he's relatable. And then Atri is one of my favorite characters of the year. She is this cute, adorable humanoid android. And like I've said, she's the best parts of Tiger from Toradora and Anya from Spy Family. And it's just a fun, enjoyable watch that has some emotional moments. And yeah, it's just visually stunning. And the soundtrack that accompanies it, like, very good.
Even just watching the trailer, because I didn't watch this one, but even just the trailer, like, it's so pretty. It really like does the game, I guess, a service in like showing off that gorgeous animation and character design. I'm very, very excited to play this visual novel.
Hell yeah. I'm keen to see. Hopefully you stream it so I can watch along, because yeah, it's just a good time. Well worth the investment. Available on Crunchyroll. So if you've got Crunchyroll, add it to your watch list, because yeah, I highly recommend it. My number 8, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction by that fantastic studio I mentioned earlier called JC Staff. I just saw you shake your head in disappointment there, Mrs. Smith. How dare you? How dare you? But yeah, cosplay love triangle, I think that's a fun little dynamic and plot device. But then I feel that this is very much the sort of weaker competition to My Dress Up Darling, because it's one of my favorite franchises out at the moment in both manga and anime form. But I feel 2.5 Dimensional Seduction does things really well. It can stand on its own. It did start where I thought, is this going to be nothing more than just smutty fan service? And yes, the manga certainly leans into that more. I've confirmed that they get a lot more risque in the manga. So if you're a little bit more pervier and want that, you can find it in manga form. The anime is certainly a safer watch. They do dial some of that naughtiness down a little bit, but they do give you a good sprinkling of cheeky throughout this series. And like the three main leads, like Masamune and Rirasa as your two MCs are great, but then you get the Makari, the young supermodel that's just moved into the school and was childhood friends with Masamune and is obsessed with him, folding in. Great. But we're also getting more of a broader cosplay harem that are all fawning over Masamune start to develop as well. So I'm all for it. It's fun. It's easy. It's trashy in all the right ways. So yeah, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, number 8 on my list for the summer season.
Look, I respect your right to an opinion. I just have such a hard time believing this beat Mayonaka Punch, this beat Delico's Nursery, this beat Pseudo Harem. We dropped on your head.
Little inside baseball. I've been concussed and knocked out several times over my life. So yes, I do have some head pain, but it also, like I said, with my scoring, it comes down to enjoyment. And
that's true.
There's just some of these things, like I said, this might not have the art style of Delico's Nursery or Mayonaka Punch, or maybe some of the storytelling of other ones we've mentioned, but just holistically, when you bundle everything together, this was just more enjoyable for me. It's certainly not, it's not an Oscar winner by any means, but I just had fun with it. And I think reading beyond with the manga has certainly maybe helped shape and form that opinion a little bit more. And maybe that's unfair to some of these other anime we're talking about, but it's fine. And maybe just at that time, I wanted a bit of cosplay trash, Courtney.
That's fine. I respect your decision. I also respect my right to roast you a little bit.
I love it. And that's what makes a good podcast. And I know that there's more roasting coming here when we get to number 7 on my list. There is many a roast coming, because my number 7, it was one that I was out on, and then by the end of it, I was so in on, it's not funny. And that's Wisteria Wand and Sword, done by Actus. Like I said, it was very uneven to begin with, but I felt it finished really, 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 really strong. And I was very invested in the characters and the story by the time credits rolled on the last episode this past week. There was some genuine like hero fist bump moments in the back of this season where I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go, Will, you the man, like you're a badass son of a gun. There's some really cool combat, and the fact that we're also sprinkling in a bit of romance in the background, it very much is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon with magic, more magic focus. Obviously there is some spell casting and stuff in Dan Marshy, but I really enjoy it. I'm hoping that Will and Elfie do get together as he ascends this tower that is sort of his main driving force in this world. And the ending is absolute humper. I've got to shout out to the ED. It's gorgeous visually, but also has a really nice accompanying piece of music there that focuses mostly on Elfie just living her best life and having a big old crush on Will.
So I'm not going to roast you for this one because this show is actually good in terms of like, you know, if we're looking at pure numbers because of the story and the characters and the art and the animation. Fantastic show. I just really had a revelation this season watching this show that I really could not care less for fantasy battle anime. Like I have tried for years, I've tried to get into this genre, and this show, seeing everyone so excited about it and so hyped about it, and I wanted to like be in on that. Like I wanted to really enjoy it. Like I tried so hard, but it was so boring to me, and I think it's just a genre thing, like because it's so pretty, and I get why people are enjoying it. It just isn't for me. So I'm not going to roast you, Brendan, because this is a good show. Just not I appreciate my show.
That. And truth be told, like I probably experienced the biggest amount of whiplash this season from this anime, because I remember when we first really talked about it a few episodes back, I was on a similar mindset where I'm like, I'm just struggling to care. Like it hasn't hooked me. And then that hook just went right under the ribs and just dragged me through to the end. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. But yeah, this was, I guess, was this the epiphany anime for you? This was the one where you went, you know what? Fantasy battle anime ain't for me. Thanks, but no thanks for story. This was sort of that turning point, this fork in the road.
Well, because it's interesting that you say that you kind of struggled at the start but got hooked at the end, because for me, I got hooked at the start, but then as soon as they got into that kind of school tournament, I was like, oh, like all this action, I don't care. Like when it was the school drama and everyone like bullying him, I was like, ooh, tea. And then as soon as they were like, oh, now he gets to prove he's actually like a cool guy, I was like, oh, no.
So, yeah, I think like the first few episodes really strong, but there was certainly that middle act that sort of dragged me down a little bit. And that's where I'm like, is this going to grab me? Is it going to pull me back in? And then did so. And yeah, finished really strong. And yeah, it's stunning, really good storytelling. And I'm excited that we're getting a second season of this one. My number 6, it is a joint watch that we can unpack here together. One of the biggest internet sensations of 2024. We're talking about My Dear Friend Nokotan by the fantastic Wit Studio, doing their thing. Just good, dumb, deer-related fun. It did start to wear a little thin by the end of the season for me, but the sheer madness and unpredictability I felt scene by scene just kept me going and kept me entertained right through to the end. I think this anime would have been perfect as like a 12, 13 minute episode type of focus, or like you said, where they did, was it episode 7 where it was just a series of shorts?
Yep, the 2 minute.
If they just maybe lent more into that formula, I feel that's probably stronger storytelling than some of the more long form stuff they tried to do. But who would have thought an anime about a humanoid deer and just the hijinks that tie into that around a school-based life would be this damn good, but also would blow up this much, because the world loves Nokotan and everything Nokotan adjacent. So yeah, that's my thoughts. It's my number 7 for the season. Number 6 for the season.
I love this show, and while it kind of like wore a little thin for you, I am actually a huge connoisseur of gag anime, because I love the references. I love all the references to other like cultural things and other media. And for me, it was just really silly, really fun. Definitely like, you know, you don't want to binge this show. Like, this is definitely a watch it weekly show, because it is, you know, your cheeks will get sore because you'll be smiling and then you're like, wait, why am I smiling? Like, what am I laughing at? So definitely a weekly watch.
My poor little cheeks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good gag anime. Like, if you like things like Lucky Star, like, you'll enjoy this. Just funny, silly, exactly what I needed.
Yeah, it's one of the surprises of the season for sure. And a surprise of the year. I love it. Had a ton of time, like a ton of enjoyment with it. And yeah, I'm assuming we're probably going to get more of this down the line, because it feels like this is just a money printer for everyone involved. And the crazy thing, I was combing through Amazon the other day. It is also available on Amazon as far as like in an anime selection. So little sneaky get there, but I think everyone's checking it out on Crunchy. But yeah, it's available in a lot of places. It's on Netflix in some countries too, I think. Yeah,
this anime I think is like the first most widely like available anime upon release that we've ever had. Like, even the studio kind of talked about that too, because it was available on YouTube as well, or might still be available on YouTube. Like, you can watch this anywhere, no matter where you are in the world.
It's nuts that a humanoid deer is the anime they went, you know what, we're going to hedge our bets and give this to everybody everywhere. And you know what, it worked, because everybody be loving Nokotan and the hijinks that are tied to this crazy whimsical world. But my number 5, The Elusive Samurai by Cloverworks, one of my favorite studios in the world. It is stunning. It is also one of the prettiest, most unique, artistically seen anime of this year. I was all about it. But the fact that they can mix in this gorgeous aesthetic that jumps and transcends many a different art style, scene by scene, with this fun, cute, childlike whimsicalness, but then also come in strong with the violence and the bloodshed, you sit there and go, how is this going to work? But it does so well. It was one of my most enjoyable viewing experiences of the season. I can't help but root for Tokiyuki and his elusive warriors, as he calls his crew, on their quest to reclaim the kingdom that was rudely taken away by his uncle when his family was slain in the first episode. Like, the tonal shift, minor spoilers here, but the tonal shift in episode 1, holy shit, you don't get many rug pull moments like that like you do in the first episode, and it just really set the tone from there. And it's also got one of my favorite openings of the year. Like, the OP is absolute banger, artistically and musically, and it's just fun, Courtney. So fun.
This is one that I wanted to watch, and like, it's on my plan to watch list still. I just didn't get around to it because I'm a huge fan of samurai media, and I'm a huge fan of historical media. So I'm really excited to check this one out at some point. Episode
1022, I think we confirmed earlier. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. But yeah, it is so good. And yeah, like you said, like the fact that this is based off a real person from Japanese history, like, yeah, they do take some liberties with the story, obviously, to make it more enjoyable and consumable. But the fact that this is based around a real dude doing real things adds some more weight to it. And yeah, it's just a fun time. Cloverworks, they're maybe pound for pound, probably my favorite studio going around these days, I reckon.
Yeah, they do just fantastic stuff, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw it over to you here because this is an anime that I have been talking about checking out. I haven't got there yet, but it's on your list. So over to you, Smith.
Smith. So I am going to mention Twilight Out of Focus here because I love this show. Who's the studio? I didn't write it down.
You were too busy writing punchline gags to throw at me.
It's true. I was too busy thinking of how I could roast you. Why can I actually not find?
Studio Dean did Twilight Out of Focus.
Thank you, Studio Dean. There we go. So I love this show, and it's quite high on my list for the season in terms of enjoyment, purely because of the fact it's a BL, and we're kind of starved a little bit for BL, I feel, kind of in the community. But the art and animation, a little bit wonky at times, but that's all right. We forgive. It's okay. I adored it. I adored the way that they kind of went through the story of this. So it's very standard in terms of BL, where it's very situational in a way, almost like sitcom, but with gay guys. Love that. So basically, they had 5 couples, and every like 2 to 3 episodes, they would like focus on that couple's story. And I really, really liked the way they did it. It was just short and sweet and cute and a little bit raunchy at times. It was...
Yeah, you said some of the sex scenes were a little, they didn't hold back from what you said, right?
Yeah, like you didn't see anything, but it was very like intimate. It was very, very well done. And I just, like, if you're a BL fan, go for it. Honestly, just enjoy. Go enjoy.
If you're not, is this accessible for people that aren't traditional BL fans? Like, would this be too much of a shock or too much of an adjustment for maybe someone that just wants a little bit more like some slice of life with some romance? Would it be still a good view? Like, I want to check it out, but because I haven't watched a scene of it, I've got no real context.
I think, like a good anal, it really eases you in. The first story, it really kind of, they have one of the characters going, "Oh, he's gay. I don't know if I'm into that kind of thing." And then he like realizes, he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm bi, whatever." And then from there, it kind of like really establishes, obviously, that all of the relationships are between 2 men, which is fine. And so it really does kind of ease you in with that first one. It like brings up the topic and kind of broaches the topic first before letting you go through the rest of the romances. And it's like, it's sweet. The characters are all really different as well. Like, there's a couple where one of the guys is like a real like kind of soft dom, and then the guy that he's with is like really like loud and a bit annoying, and like his like boyfriend is like reining him in, like, you know, something a silly little guy, and it's very cute. I think it's a good like gateway to BL, to be honest. Like, it's not anything groundbreaking, like it's not the best BL ever, but I think it's a very, very good lead into the genre.
Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know. It adds a little bit more context, because I want to give it a look. I'm always interested in just watching. I just love good stories. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for romance all the time.
Like, I think you'll enjoy the romance, to be honest.
Okay, cool. I'll report back. I'll have my notes ready for episode 1022, and we can do an unpack on this one as well. All right, my number 4 for the summer season, it is one that we both watched as well. Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian by Doga Kobo. They are an ascendant studio, in my opinion. They've got some of the biggest IP under their banner at the moment. And like, aesthetically, Alia, this anime is gorgeous. I love me a rock solid rom-com, and I like that it freshens up the genre a little bit with this language twist, as far as some of the characters speaking Russian or airing their thoughts out in Russian, and no one in her mind knowing what she's talking about, but that is not the case. So I'm liking seeing this will they, won't they romance unfold. Like I said, the animation, gorgeous, especially when it comes to the eyes. Like, I'm such a sucker for eyes in real life, in live action, in anime, in just general media. You can show so much emotion with the eyes, and it feels like what Doga Kobo do with this, and also with an anime I'll talk about in a second, in Oshinoko, the emoting that they can show just through someone's eyes is such an underrated tool for storytelling, and it's done really, really well with Alia and then Oshi as well. But I'm loving Alia, the Ice Queen, doing what she can to remain stoic and strong and be the perfect A-grade student. But then she's slowly sort of becoming unraveled by Masachika's charm. And I'm liking seeing this unfold. I love this anime, and I love that we're getting a second season. The second season's already been confirmed. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. But I don't love that I'm fully caught up on the manga, and the manga is so far behind this first season of the anime. So my FOMO levels are at an all-time high because I just want to consume more of this world, because it's one of my favorite new romances of the year that I've managed to had the privilege of watching and reading.
I think you really hit the nail on the head with the placement of this. I think Alia is a great number 4 for this season. It's just a good, solid rom-com, and it doesn't toe the line. It doesn't do anything wild. It's very predictable, but in the comfiest way. I really, really like it. The premise is great. We've talked about the amazing panty shots in like the first 3 episodes.
Goated.
And I don't know if this is like a very maybe female opinion of me, but Yuki, the sister, is so funny. I've seen so many people online saying how much they hate her, and I'm like, she's the best character, actually. Like, I think she's the best character. She's hilarious. Like, she's such a little shit, and I love it.
I'm with you. I'm pro Yuki. I think she's very well written, and also the fact that we get a bit of fourth wall breaking with her, and just some other really funny quips and remarks that she throws around. Like, yeah, she's great. Like, yes, the incest plot line is certainly not needed, but it also doesn't deter from the overall greatness that is this rom-com. And yeah, I'm pro Yuki. I'm with you. She's a great character. She doesn't deserve the hate.
I also love when they do both for Masachika and for Yuki, when they're both doing the like thinking face, or like the sly face where they've thought of an idea and the eyes are drawn like with like flat at the top and then round at the bottom. That is like, every time I see that face drawn, I'm like, oof, that's good soup.
It is great soup. And yeah, like Alia, number 4 for me. And yeah, like it was close. I was umming and ahhing about where it was going to slot into this top 5. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with where it landed, because the next one that we're going to talk about here together was just quite the surprise for everyone involved. Another one like Mayanaka Punch, where I feel hardly anybody's talking about this anime. It feels like to me, at least on my socials as well. But number 3, The Magical Girl and the Evil Lieutenant used to be arch enemies, done by Studio Bones, who are most notably known for My Hero Academia these days. But yeah, surprise of the season, one of the surprises of the year. I got to pat myself on the back here and take some flowers, because I took the random chance on this one fateful night because I'm just searching for love in all aspects of my life, it feels like, and stumbled across this anime and have not looked back, because it is some of the cutest shit you will see all year.
I'm so glad that you recommended this show to me, because it flew under my radar. In my classic, I'm not going to watch more than 10 anime a season, and I ended up watching 15 this season. I cut it. I cut it from my watch list because I was like, oh no, I don't think it'll like be very good. And this show is my favorite anime this season, hands down. Like every time I watch it, I get chills. Like I have chills, and I'm kicking my feet, and I'm giggling, and I'm squealing, and it's, oh god, I wish men were real.
Ow! And also, like, on behalf of your husband, ow. The rest of the world, yeah, fuck them. But at least I can talk for us two right now. Yeah, Mira is a good guy. I'll give you that.
Like, the last, the second last episode, I was on the floor rolling. I was like, God, yes, romance.
Yeah. It's so sweet and so cute. But then it's also lacing in this crazy, like, swear word laden insanity all of a sudden, where you get the other magical girl coming in, attacking people, biting poor Momori on the head all the time, and just dropping F-bombs everywhere she goes. Like, so you get this crazy tonal shift episode to episode, but it just works. And I think the shorter runtime on these episodes, little 12, 13-minute bangers, really, really works well also. Like, I'd love longer episodes for this because, yeah, the romance is so cute. And like you, I was sort of rolling on the floor, fist bumping. Like, I was so in the Mira and Mamori camp right from the get-go, right to the end. And they're one of my favorite little couples of the year, or maybe of anime manga history, because I've read all the manga. I know where the story goes. I know how it ends. I'm hoping we get a second season to get completion of this story because it's so cute, but it's so funny and awkward, and it's the best.
And I learned actually that the mangaka passed away at the age of 31. She was so young and she passed away. So we have only 3 volumes of this manga. There's only 3 volumes. I've decided to buy them because I adore it. I adore this show so much. Like book talk girlies, this is your less spicy version of a book talk book. Like this 100%, like, God, this show is so good and no one's talking about it.
No, we are the flag bearer of the magical girl and the evil lieutenant, Courtney. We are at the top of the mountain flying the flag. Now you're there with me now. It's so good.
It's just like, God, I could eat this show up. That's how good it is.
It'd be a tasty meal too. Like,
it
you'd
would be delicious.
So comfortable and so well fed afterwards, and you'd have the best sleep. You wouldn't have a tummy ache. Like, it is so cute. And also, like, the manga to anime adaptation, it's almost panel for panel perfect. Like, I read from chapter 1 right through to the end just to see if there's any differences, but it is perfect conversion from Bones, and yeah, one of the best new anime of the year.
This show fixed my back pain and cured my depression. It's insane.
Yeah, curative qualities. Go check it out. It's available on Crunchyroll. It's a short, like 12 episode first season, and they're only 12-ish minute run times on the episode, so it's easy consumption. You can finish it over lunch and dinner. Like, what are you waiting for, suckers?
Go now.
Number 2, Oshi Noko from the fantastic studio Doga Kobo. Like I said, they are in some rare air at the moment. But I want to say this is just peak storytelling, irrespective of anime, irrespective of film, video game, novels, blah, 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 blah. However you want to combine it all in, this is just some of the best storytelling that I've experienced in quite a while. It's becoming an all-timer for me. Like, it is ascending my, I know you don't like ranking things, but it is quickly ascending my list as far as favorite anime of all time, because it just serves constantly the world building world class, the character development world class, the soundtrack, the voice work, the animation. Like, it is all just top of the pops. You're not going to find better consistency amongst many other anime out there. And seeing Aqua and Ruby get their time in the spotlight this season and getting some character development on them and how they came to be, and just the broader observation on, like, you know, the baggage and the hardship that all of us are carrying. Like, there's so much like outside of a resurrection based anime premise, like there's so much realness in this show that anybody from any walk of life can sort of attach themselves to. I think there's a lot of ways that I empathize and relate to what's going on here on this screen, and the mystery that exists within this world. I am, like you said, like that magical girl's a meal. This is another meal. Like, this is the second course. I'm eating this up as well, and I'm hooked and obsessed.
I genuinely think with my whole heart that everything about season 2 of Oshinoko has been better than season 1. And that's saying something, because season 1 was fantastic. So for season 2 to just be so gripping, I can't even explain it. Everything, the music, the writing, the characters, everything is fantastic. And I'm so glad now that we don't really focus on that isekai, that reincarnation as much, which I really, really like. I like that it is like, all right, you're in this world now. Like, this is who you are. You're her child. Go. Figure it the fuck out. And they're like, all right, let's do it. And we're getting into like that nitty gritty of the story and the entertainment industry and how dark it is. And there's twists and turns, and it's just so good.
So good. And I'm with you. Like, I prefer this second season to the first. The first season was one of my favorite anime of 2023. And yet again, second season is going to be in that same discussion when it's all said and done. And the only reason this is not number one at the moment is because we've still got one episode to go at time of recording. It comes out, I think, tomorrow, if I remember correct. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, like, if they stick the landing, if it might sneak to number one for me when it's all said and done. But just sort of recording right now, it is on the precipice, knocking on the door. But yeah, how's this story going to wrap up for season 2? But it's so good, and yet another reason you need to get on High Dive.
Yes.
And my number one for the summer season, it is an anime that we've both managed to enjoy this past couple of months, is Makaine Too Many Losing Heroines by A1. It's real, it's relatable. The animation from A1 Pictures and the cast of characters and the themes and the storytelling on display is all at such a high standard. It is some of the best looking animation this year. Like, I know I've said that probably half a dozen times this episode, so I hope that doesn't sort of water down these types of hit points that I'm trying to explain. But it's gorgeous, it's sweet, it's wholesome, it's real. And it's one of the best things I've watched in a long time across any form of media again, because it's just grounded, it's fun, it's heartbreaking at times, it's empowering and uplifting at times, and it's just a good story with characters you can root for. Like Anna, Lemon, Chika, and Kuzuhiko are one of my favorite new little groups that I've come across in anime or in just media in a long time. And I feel they're going to have a special place in my heart for a while, because I can't fault that little group. I can't fault this anime, because in this season, we get a nice, clean, cohesive storytelling. We get backstory and explanation and world building and character building. And you combine that with a great soundtrack and great voice work. And yeah, that animation from A1, like, it is gorgeous. And yeah, it's just my favorite thing of the season at time of recording. Makaine, number one.
So for me, Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant is number one, but I think coming in tied number 2 with Oshinoko season 2 is Makaine. I just can't explain to anyone how much I wish I had watched this show in high school. Like, this show, I think in high school for me would have been so validating, and it feels so real. Like, when you see them walking around in the summer with their like shorts and shirts, and they're a little bit sweaty, and they're like, you know, in the prime of their youth, you know, these high schoolers, like, it's so real, like so real, and so like you can feel it. It's like you're there with them, and seeing the other side of rejection, I think, is always like a fun kind of and tricky topic to cover, but I think it's done really, really well here and kind of flips this romance genre. Like, you know, we have that gorgeous lovey-dovey of Magical Girl and Evil Lieutenant, but this really kind of flips that on its head, which I like a lot. And like, even as an adult, like seeing the teens bumble through what is arguably one of the toughest times of youth is surprisingly wholesome, and it's so down to earth. And I really can't recommend this show enough to anyone. Like, if you watch one thing this season, no matter who you are, let it be this show.
I think that's perfectly said. Like, it is something that anime or non-anime fans, I think, can enjoy and relate to, because like you said, it's a real story. And no matter where you are in life, whether you're a teenager, young adult, 30s, 40s, whatever, you can take stuff away from the teachings and the observations you get in this run, because a lot of this is timeless based learning experiences. A lot of this is to do with things of the heart and confidence and just real world things that are going to follow you throughout your entire life. And yet it's so good. Like, the second last episode, seeing when Chika becomes the head of the lit club and she has to get up and do her presentation, my little heart was breaking for this girl, and I just wanted to step up there and fight everybody and tell her it was going to be okay. Like, because there's just these real moments about small situations, or situations that might seem small, but they're so big for certain people. And this anime does it better than most media. It is so good and so perfect. Like I said, I can't fault it.
Yep. It really captures that, like, you know, the small moments that are really big at the time for you, and they're things that you do need to do on your own, and, you know, like, in yourself grow by doing them. And it's just gorgeous. Like, it's so well done. And I always think, when I think of this anime, I think of Anna on the stairs just eating the food that he's cooking for her. And I don't know, there's something about it. Like, this anime is very, very special. Very special.
It really is. And Anna's one of my favorite characters in anime across the board, not only just this year. Like, she's just the best. And I love those little scenes on the stairs. Yeah, the bartering where she's paying down her debt with the lunches, and it's just
yeah.
Do yourselves a favor and check it out immediately, please.
Yeah.
And thank you. But Courtney, that brings us to the end of the review and recap of the 2024 summer season. What a journey it was. We've just spoken through 28 different anime there over the span of an hour and just under 20 minutes. So good tea for everybody having a sip today, I think.
Yes, I think, everyone, this will be a long episode for you, but we'll be going back to our regular scheduled content, not next week because we're at PAX next weekend, but the week after. So please look forward. But I'm going to quickly rattle off some rapid fire news on the horizon presented by Otaku Box, the only anime box of scale figures, voting, and etching. So we've got the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise is getting a trading card game.
Of course it is, because people are so horny for cardboard and people are horny for Gundam. So there's going to be money to be made here. So I'm surprised it's taken them this long to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, get in on that. Buy some packs, cracky some packy, sell some stuff on eBay. Studio Bones is doing a spin-off production department with a new company that they're calling Bones Film, where they're looking at making movies.
Makes sense. Like they're doing a bit of that with, you know, the My Hero franchise at the moment. So spinning it off to maybe create new IP or build relationships with existing IP in the film space. Like, makes sense. Like, Bones is one of the great studios, like spun off originally from Sunrise way back when. So they've got a pedigree in long form storytelling. So let's get it.
And this last one really shocks me because this never happens in Australia, but Assassination Classroom, the manga is under review in a South Carolina school district, I guess for violence and adult themes. But as an Australian, this really shocks me because there are way worse things in Australian schools.
way worse. And it just obviously ties into gun control in America and the constant school shootings, and yeah, maybe having literature on the shelves that's called Assassination Classroom is a little more delicate in America, where here, yeah, it's just about non-existent, and most of the world just about non-existent. America, sort your fucking shit out. But yeah, this is just, I'm not at all surprised, like you said. Like, this is just another day in America where, you know, this is immoral, but you know what? Let's make our teachers carry handguns for the safety of the students. But them reading some manga from Japan is a no-no. Like, ass backwards. That's all I got to say.
All right. So obviously we talked about what we're watching this week, but I do want to quickly mention yesterday I went to KaigaCon, which is a huge artist alley in Sydney. I believe they're doing one in Melbourne later.
November. Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Yep. It was fantastic, Brendan. It was over 300 different artists tabling at this convention. It was held in the ICC, so there was loads of space. It was really good. Loads of people went. People are just so talented, and I am not ashamed to say that I spent $150 yesterday.
Proud of you.
I wanted to spend more. I gave myself a limit because I was like, these people are so amazing. Like, they're just fantastic stuff. I'm going to show you. I got this Mikey photo card.
So good.
Which is so pretty. What else did I get? I got a bunch of Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. I got this poster of him and like a slightly naughtier poster. And some stuff from League of Legends. So that was really fun.
Yeah, check out all the great stuff that Courtney picked up on her socials. She did some great Instagram story posts on there. See, her social posts are in the show notes here. You can follow along and see the fantastic haul she got. Now, I guess the challenge has been laid out. I need to one-up her in November when it rolls around on the 2nd of the 3rd. So a little over a month's time, or no, just under a month's time. Sorry, good maths today. It'll be here in Melbourne, so I'm going to check that out too. And I need to buy some walls for the house actually to fit all this stuff on. That's my problem because they're filling up quick.
I got all of these prints, and my clever idea is I got the small versions of the prints. So not only did I save a little bit of money, but I've got an A4 binder where I can like fit them all in for display. So
that's clever, because I'm the sucker that goes, no, I have to frame and mount everything. So maybe I need to pivot and do something like make like a little coffee table book type of vibe.
Yeah, right. And then you can see like Nanami's abs every time you come to my house.
Yeah. Spoilers for the audio only listeners. Courtney picked up a lot of thirsty art and a lot of thirsty Nanami art. And you know what? He's a good guy. You can't fault it. Yeah,
very good guy.
Yeah, but at the Crown Conference Centre in Melbourne on the 2nd and 3rd of November, we'll share my my haul in the coming weeks on that one.
Yes. Are you going to give yourself a $150 limit as well?
I'm not going to give myself a limit because I know it'll only take a few things to go above that, and I have very minimal self-control, Courtney. Very minimal.
All right. I'm excited to hear how much you spend, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a challenge you want to win. But you know what? If you've got some disposable income, like obviously you don't want to do it to the detriment of your quality of life.
Of course.
But if you can afford and fund and support these independent artists, do so, because they, like Courtney said, they're so talented and they're great and they don't get anywhere near enough exposure, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I've tagged all of the artists as well in my stories that I've bought things from. So definitely go and give them a follow. Loads of them have online shops too, which I am going to be browsing come next payday. Yeah,
I bought 4 or 5 post Animaga the other day, and I'm just waiting for them to arrive as well because I got greedy and wanted more because
you're so right.
Art overconsumption is a good thing, but something else that is also a good thing is our panel coming out in a little under a week's time at PAX Australia, Friday, October the 11th at 10 p.m. in the Kookaburra Theatre. Head on over to check out the first ever anime-related panel, the Waifu World Cup, which is going to be so fun, so freaky, so funky, just a good old time. So see us at 10 p.m. Friday, October the 11th at PAX. I'm hyped. You hyped?
I'm so excited. Also, just like even come and hang out like before or after the panel. We're both going to be at PAX all day Friday. I'll also be there on the Saturday and Sunday. And if anyone wants to grab a beer, hit me up.
Yeah, me too. I'm always happy to talk to anybody about anything at any time, except maybe in the bathroom. Maybe just wait till I get out of there. But anytime outside of that, let's chat and have a good old time. Yeah, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. But I've got to travel with work early on Monday, so I probably just want to maybe have a bit of a Sunday to relax and get ready for that. But yeah, I'll be there at least for 2/3 of the weekend, and Courtney will be there all the time. So yeah, be sure to say hello. We'll be carrying around stickers and pins too, so if you say g'day, there's a fair chance we can slip you a little something. So don't be a stranger. But yeah, that brings us to the end of episode 19 of More Than Headlines. You can find myself on the socials at More Than Senpai. You can find Courtney at Courtney_san. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe this podcast and all the other podcasts you listen to on the regular, because those ratings and reviews keep the emotional lights on in our hearts and also keeps us tracking and trending and relevant. Takes no time, costs you no money. It's just a good old bit of positive karma, so pay it forward where you can. But also you go.
Also, you can get your review featured on Review of the Week now that we have that segment, which is fun and exciting. Say some kind words.
Yeah. Yeah, and if they're not kind, just explain why. Because you know what? We want to get better. We want to do better. As long as it's 5 stars, that's fine. But last but certainly not least, we are running yet another giveaway for the month of October. Head on over to morethanhentai.life. And if you want to do the / and go /win, or just head on over to morethanhentai.life and you'll see a win section at the top of the website. There's many, many, many simple and easy and quick ways for you to enter. And we're giving away a stack of goodies courtesy of Audio Technica, Otaku Box, and us at More Than Headlines / More Than Hentai. So do that. But whether you're anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself and much love to all the gorgeous waifus and husbandos out there. Goodbye.
またね。